Today, warning, don't put all your eggs in the digital basket. Hello again, it's Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Welcome to this post covering finance and problem news with a distinctively Australian flavour. Well, yesterday I made a post relating to the question of security around emails and clicking through links. That post got over 40,000 views now, and more interestingly, I got a lot of reaction to it from people, both directly and via the chat. And one of the other things that came out from the conversation is that people were having a wider range of issues with various payment platforms. And the question of relying completely on digital for banking and other things really comes into the headlines. And just as you thought it couldn't get worse, there was a significant outage overnight which impacted many people. Now, an entity called Cash Welcome, which is an industry initiative that's giving a voice to the millions of people who trust and rely on cash, released this message today. Overnight reported problems with OSCO payments between banks, facilitated by the new payments platform, left customers stranded and angry. Customers of most major banks reported the failure of the OSCO real-time transfer system on social media and to their banks overnight on the 27th of April and the morning of 28th of April 2021. This follows a widespread outage on Monday that affected thousands of Commonwealth Bank customers. These incidents are just the latest in the ongoing failure by electronic and online payment systems that highlight the essential role cash continues to play in supporting the economy, merchants and customers. Without ready access to cash and cash payments, the entire economy is vulnerable to catastrophic failure, leaving people without essential goods and services, said Jason Bryce, spokesperson for Cash Welcome. And recent serious payment outages include the OSCO real-time payment unavailability overnight, which was the 27th and 28th of April 2021, affecting customers of all major banks. Commonwealth Bank's NetBank and CommBank apps, which were down on the 26th of April 2021, at least, leaving some without card payments for up to 2 weeks during January, and mainly in South Australia, where they've been able to access their accounts for up to 2 days this week. Cash is the most reliable way to pay, he said. I always have cash and never rely on a card or my phone to work for me to make payments. Like millions of Australians, I know cash makes budgeting easier and is always available to me for use. More than 10,000 Australians have signed the petition calling for governments to legislate to ensure our right to access and use cash. New Zealand, Japan, the USA and Europe have all moved to protect their citizens' rights to access and use cash. It's time for Australia to protect cash, Mr. Bryce said. Without cash in your pocket, or without supermarkets and retailers that accept cash, consumers can be left without food and essentials. And I think that is the point, that whilst digital is quite convenient when it works, there are so many times when it doesn't. And importantly, of course, going right back to where I came into this post, there are a bunch of security and risk-related issues, particularly with clicking through on links and making online payments, which should make people cautious. So I'm not a digital Luddite, but I do think it's important that the cash alternative remains part of the furniture in Australia, despite the fact, of course, the government's attempt earlier to ban transactions over $10,000, which of course was ultimately defeated thanks to significant consumer opposition. The point I want to leave you with is that, as Jason says, it's worth making sure that you keep a little bit of cash around the place, because there will be times when the digital systems fail. And it could be a complete failure, or it could be a failure linked to hacking or cyber intrusion or spoofing or other issues as we discussed. Cash, frankly, is a whole lot safer. And in some ways, it's more convenient. I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.